All right, we are here for Game 5. Let's get into it. This is Game 5 of the Legions League. We have another appearance of the team. I'm calling them I'm Too Good For Your Mama, but we saw them earlier playing. It's I'm Too Good For Your Mama as the Franks. We have Goat Gobs playing as the Woo, and we have More and More playing as the Saracens. They're all extremely highly ranked players, all easily in the top 50. Average elo is 1711 for Team I'm Too Good For Your Mama here. Now, on the other squad, they're kind of more in the north here. On the other squad, we have Balzania, Protardo, and Iduzo. Which now that I'm looking at, yeah, it's Iduzo. No, it's actually an L. That's interesting. I thought it was Iduzo, but it's Leduzo, technically. Okay, good to know. So, Protardo and Iduzo are very highly ranked. Protardo is now number 3 on the ladder right here. So we're going to expect to see a lot from Protardo playing as the Georgians in OP Civ in a lot of people's minds. And then we have Iduzo. Iduzo is playing as the Goths, and they're in the teal over here. Goths seem to be a popular pick. People like the Goths in team games especially. Goths are very, very strong infantry-wise, and they're pretty good. And then we have Valzania, who is playing as the Romans in the corner over here. Now, Valzania has the distinction of being the lowest ranked player in this match. They are only around a 1200 elo. So the average elo for Protardo's team is 1680. It's a little bit lower, but they're very top heavy. You have the number 3 and the number 18 player on the 1v1 ladder right now. So we should expect a good game from them. Let's see what happens here. We have Dark Age coming passing here. I'm curious if we're going to see early attacks or if we're going to try to see some walls happening. This is a pretty easy map to wall if you go for it early, so let's find out. Okay. Now the Georgians obviously have the mule carts here instead of like having to build the camps and everything. Georgians have very good cavalry, if I remember correctly here. I haven't played as the Georgians. Actually, I don't own the Georgians. When I was playing in a tournament one time and someone banned the Georgians on me, and I was like, I don't use the Georgians. I don't have them. But here's the Georgians here. Yeah, so they start with the mule cart. Their buildings receive 15% damage, 50% less damage when located on a higher elevation. Okay, that comes in castles and things like that when you build them up on a hill. It's pretty nice. Mounted units regenerate. That's the big thing. And fortified churches obviously help their workers work faster. So you want to get a few fortified churches like within their economy. But I've never actually used them, so we'll see. Goat Gobs was, I believe Goat Gobs in the earlier game was in the pocket. Now they're on the flank. So let's see how they do as on the flank. In the pocket, they were very, very good, as I recall. But I also have a terrible memory, so anything is possible. I could be forgetting everything. But either way, I think we're going to get a good game here. Let's see. More and More only on 16 Vils. What says More and More? More and More is the Saracens. I don't know why More and More would be behind. They're behind about 2 Vils from everyone else. Maybe just had kind of a rough start. They're pushing deer. A little bit of a... That happens to me a lot. You're pushing deer, and then they finish the other deer, and then they go for it. But a lot of inefficiency here from More and More. Villagers not able to get that deer. Just too many there. They're still trying to get in. They can't get in. Finally, More and More calls them off. It says go take a sheep, I'm guessing?
Amron?
Nope, they're going to become lumberjacks. And More and More is going up. So I think what happened, and I'm not 100% sure, I think what happened was More and More just idled their TC a little bit and wanted to go up a little bit earlier. I'm not completely sure what that was about, but it looks like They're the first one up. So they wanted to go up on 18. Their teammates are both on 23. Interesting. Let's see what happens with that. They are scouting around Blue's base. I think we're going to see something from More and More. They have a lot on wood right here. They have their barracks up already. Then we're going to see some sort of attack from More and More. Meanwhile, Teal, Eduzo / Leduzo is over here building a barracks. Gob's not building any military yet. But we're kind of seeing more fast castles from Yellow and Red. And then possibly an earlier attack from More and More. More and More is rushing up this archery range with 2 vills. They have 3 on gold already. So let's see. I think we're going to see fast castles from both Red and Yellow. Orange is going to go on an attack. And then from the other side, we have Man-at-Arms coming out of the barracks for Eduzo. Someone tell me if I'm supposed to be saying Leduzo or Eduzo. I always thought it was Eduzo, but now I'm not sure. I think they're from Brazil. So that's a Portuguese way of spelling. Maybe they're just being cheeky, as the British players say. Alright, so Blue is prepping over here, and Orange is prepping over here. So it's kind of interesting they're both on the same side. And they're both prepping for some kind of army. Yellow's already on the way up to Castle Age. And that's a pretty good looking fast castle from Too Good For Your Mama. Now, Valzania has made the Man-at-Arms, and they're just in the base. There's some skirmishers coming out. I think they're mostly thinking about defense. Valzania is the lowest ranked player here, so we shouldn't expect much. But they have 2 very, very competent teammates here. And Red is on the way to Castle Age as well. Green and Teal look like they were going fast castle, but the market's just coming up from Teal for right now. But Teal's on 30 vills, so that's almost like a fast imp. But no one has built any walls. There's no walls. There's been no attacks. Orange is out here scouting around. Looks like Orange is going to go towards Blue's base. I expected a little bit more of an attack here. Oh, I'm sorry. We have some Man-at-Arms here from Teal going after Red right now. So 4 Man-at-Arms. They got in here. I wasn't paying attention. And Red is responding with some stone walls. Red was on the way up to Castle Age, so Red just got to Castle. They're building a barracks of their own. And these Man-at-Arms are... Looks like this was a barracks over here that was deleted. Down here, we have some scouts from Green trying to help Blue defend. Blue has archers made and is putting up a tower. Yellow's going for the big boom. Big beautiful boom from Yellow going on. I'm Too Good For Your Mama. I like how in Hideout kind of makes these little like nooks back here. Like Orange has a little one. Yellow has a much bigger one. That is like so random. Red has a little one here. Well, that's not fair. The team in the north got the nooks. The team in the south got no nooks. North nooks. That sounds like some kind of slur. The north nooks. And orange is finding a lot of damage over here. Get the KD up on the screen. Here we go. So blue is on defense here. Blue's gonna need some help. Blue rang their town bell. Never a good sign. And these archers are in, and so are some knights. So are some knights from I'm Too Good For Your Mama. This is gonna be tough. I think that if they go in and they could probably take out blue. If blue doesn't get some help, and then it's going to be a 3v2, and that's never a good idea. It's not the position you ever want to be in. But blue's still working. Blue is completely off of wood. There's one tower here on defense. It looks like green's going to send over some knights, and we have red trying to get into teal's base on this side. And these are the Wu, the Jean swordsman from the Wu. That's when they go down to man-at-arms, though. That's what you want to make against them. Anything but archers you want to make against the Jean swordsman. And blue is got a lot of villagers going down, has a lot of their economy disrupted. They've lost 15 units so far. Blue's gonna need some help to clear this out. There's one knight, two knights from green. Green's making a third town center. Teal's getting their second town center up right now. Red's on 2, yellow's on 3. And more as the Saracens just all in with the archers here. And these archers are doing work. There's 2 towers up. There's only 2 archers left. That'll be cleared up, and then blue can get back to work. I mean, the real question, blue obviously is the lower level here. It's just how much can blue contribute? You know, that's what you want to see. I think you stay alive and you just make enough units, send enough units. You know, you just can't go down. You just can't go down early. And Moramora is all in on 1 TC right now. So with yellow villagers making stables on this side here. But now teal is making a push. Teal has some long swords here. We have Scorpion on defense. Red's also trying to get some stone walls up. Tricky to try to stone wall when you're getting pushed. Teal is taking these long swords away. 17 long swords here, and that's no joke. Doesn't want to mess around when there's scorpions on defense. But it looks like orange and yellow are going to make a big push on towards over here. I think green needs to get some production buildings towards the edge over here, towards blue base. Looks like teal is kind of handling themselves pretty well on this side. But yellow and orange are going to make a big push very, very shortly. We have Siege Workshop coming up from yellow as well. So forward stables and a Siege Workshop. And the longswords are trying to get to the pocket here. They're trying to get to I'm Too Good For Your Mama, playing as the Franks. Longswords might be able to get in here. We have the knights running back from green, but he's going to have to come back here with those longswords. These are only archers, though. I mean, we're at 25 minutes in, and these are just archers. They're not even crossbow. Crossbow tech's coming in. Bodkin's coming in. So we're about to get a lot stronger. But these longswords are in on yellow. And yellow, who wanted to go push on blue, has to come back and defend their base against these longswords. That's a lot of longswords. That's enough longswords to take out a TC. That's enough longswords to kill a lot of vills. You need to have the defense here. Castle will make a big difference. Yellow can get a castle. Is yellow on stone anywhere? Yellow's not on stone, so probably no castle in the near future for him. But they can get a castle up on defense. And when green is distracted back at their base, yellow's distracted at their base, green's coming in to try to clear out some of this. That's a lot of crossbows. These crossbows are going to be too much for these knights. And these long swords are getting double teamed. Yellow and red are pushing these away. I would just take that. If those long swords they're going to die, but I would just take that fight. Otherwise, you're running away and you're just taking little hits, little hits, little hits, little hits. Green's trying to get this knight mass up to take out these crossbow. I don't know if that's going to be enough. It's a lot of crossbows right there. 28 crossbows. 28 crossbows with +2. I'm getting Thumb Ring right now on the crossbows. Thumb Ring makes them shoot faster. Shoot faster makes them more accurate. But the knight mass, I think, can get big enough you can get a swarm around the crossbow at some point. But you gotta be careful, because if you're not careful, you can lose a lot of knights. How many knights are we up to right now? 11 knights? 11 knights versus 28 crossbow? I don't think that's a fight you want to take yet. They only have the first armor on the knights as well. Maybe get the second armor, second attack. Get some more out there. And that's good micro. This is what you don't want if you're green. This is what you don't want to do. 3 knights down. 3 knights down. I don't think they even got a single hit on a crossbow. That's exactly what you don't want. I think if maybe blue might be trying to get a castle up over here. Blue's not on any stone, no. Yeah, there's just too many crossbows. Just too many crossbows. They want to take the fight, and I totally understand why. Because you don't want. Because the thing is, the longer you wait on the crossbow, the bigger the mass is going to get. They keep trickling in from the back. A 4th TC going up, or is up, from green over here. So green could. This is Praetorda. Praetorda's number 3 on the ladder, so Praetorda knows what they're doing. And both orange and yellow still attacking blue over here. Picking on the poor 1200 elo. And now this crossbow mass is going past blue, and they're going towards green right now. Red is got a stone wall on this side, so red's basically trying to just make it sure that the fight is on the other side. We got a handful of green knights over here. They're trying to snipe the mangonels. They weren't able to do it. Blue has some scorpions, which will be really, really good against the crossbow, but they're not going to be good against the mangonel. And mangonels are expensive. They might be able to snipe them. 1 mangonel down. I mean, 1 mangonel down from maybe 4 knights lost. But now green has to look at their base, because green has the crossbows in their base. They do have some fortified churches, so the back of their economy should be okay. And we have a forward castle going up from yellow, and this looks like it's about to steamroll. But blue and orange still only on one town center, both of them. But, I mean, orange, I think, has a much bigger economy, though. Orange with 60 vills, blue with 36. Some of these crossbow, they're getting a little too close to the fortified church. Only 23 crossbow here, though, so a big enough mass of these knights can take them out. And the crossbow can't really push much past that point. Too many buildings. But meanwhile, blue is on their own. No one is helping blue on this side. Teal has the numbers. Teal has the numbers, but Teal doesn't want to leave this side. Teal made knights. You don't see a lot of knights from the Goths, but I guess they felt they I don't know, they didn't want to be predictable. They wanted the mobility. This castle's being built by one villager. This is who's y'all? I'm big up for your mama. Listen. I like the forward buildings, but you might want to have some more villagers there. But the castle does go up, and we have Paladin coming in from yellow. That's gonna be rough. Yellow still has the boom. Yellow's got a nice boom going on here. I don't see any trade yet. And blue is still hanging on. They haven't really made a big push on blue. I think these scorpions have done a good enough job holding. For now. But now we have the crossbow still. Bertardo just cannot get rid of these crossbow. Did more come in? Yeah, more came in. There's 31 now. Bertardo has no answer for these crossbow. Just zero answer. They're just in there doing whatever they want. And these crossbow have 54 kills on them. And we have villagers out of position. We have knights running in. There's not enough knights there. All these knights are going to go down. They killed 2 crossbow. It's like 5 knights for 2 crossbow. That's not the trade that you want. And now yellow's coming in hard with the paladin. We have Trebs in the back. Yellow is just going to push. It's just going to crush blue so hard. And that's it. They called it just like that. I mean, I didn't see a way that the southern team here was gonna come back. I would have liked to see maybe Teal go help on the other side because they weren't really fighting on their side. I mean, they had the fear of it, I suppose, but they weren't really fighting on their side. But red had a nice boom going. Yeah, I mean, good game 5, I suppose. We had the big crossbows from Mora Mora doing a lot of work there. And yellow didn't has the best KD, but didn't actually have a lot of kills. They only had 43 kills. They just didn't take any real damages, really any losses. I mean, they had Paladin at the end there. Economy, you had I'm to go for your mama and Goat Gobs with the most res collected. Bertardo next. More did a really good job getting a lot of res with only having 1 TC. I think until the end they only had 1 TC. I don't even know if they ever added another TC. I just like scrolling these. I know some people like to look at all these different things, so you can feel free to pause and take a look. Pertardo with a big APM. I'm still not sure how to understand APM and its uses on a controller, but it's interesting. I guess every time you scroll somewhere. All right, we are back for Game 6, baby. So here we have a good one. Let me see if I can turn the Fog of War on. I'm not good with the Fog of War yet. There's different ways to do it. All right, but I put it on here. So we have a Nomad game. Nomad is a fun game. We have someone marking already. Nomad's a fun game because you don't start with a town center, and you have to find somewhere to build a town center. You have to find your teammates where they're going to build their town centers, and there's water all around the map. So you don't really know where anyone else is. You don't know where you are. It's a fun map. You generally have to fish. So a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll build a dock and a house with one villager, whoever's closest to the water. Then they'll start building the town center on a wood line. And then they'll send the rest of their villagers to build the town center. I don't know where other yellow villager is. But generally... Oh, there they are. That's the way that you usually play it. So I'm turning the Fog of War off here. Introduce you to our players. We have the same as Game 5, actually. We have Pertardo, Eliu, Duzo. I can't believe it's an L. It's a lowercase L the whole time. And Valzania. They are playing on... They're playing as yellow, teal... Interesting. Yellow, teal, and blue. Okay. Look at these colors. I think someone had fun with the colors here. And then the other team, we have Eater of Ants, whose town center is going up right here, playing as the purple. Great color, purple. And we have, playing as the Italians, by the way. Kobe Roby's playing as the Vikings, right next to each other. And then their teammate is in the green, and that is Fuahala. And they are up here kind of by themselves. So we have one team more or less in like the northeast corner here. 1, 2, and 3. And then we have a team with 2 in the south and then 1 all on their lonesome over here. Fuala is pretty highly ranked, the highest ranked on their team at least. I think 10 overall on the ladder. Their average is 1603. And then Pertardo's team... 1, 2, 3 here, their average rank, ELO, is 1680. But again, Valzania, not to call you out, Valzania, but you are the lowest ELO on the squad. So if I was going to pick locations, like starting for them, though, this would probably be the best ones to pick because you have Valzania kind of in the back by themselves, not as exposed. And then you have the 2 stronger players together in the front here. So I do like that. And down here, Kobe Roby's and Eater of Ants. They're both pretty close together. Kobe Roby's is a little bit higher. Eater of Ants is a little bit lower ELO. But I think I said this last time. They haven't played that many 1v1, so I'm not sure what their like true ELO is. So in the last game that we casted, they played fine. So nothing to worry about, I don't think. So typically, people start fishing. Yellow, you got a fishing ship out here. Let's see what the docks are. Green has their dock over here. This is Eater of Ants' dock. This is Red's dock. And this is I've seen Nomad, played Nomad a million times, one of my favorite maps. Sometimes it's a full island where you can go all the way around. Sometimes it's like this where you can't. So right here, if you try to go all the way around, you wouldn't be able to. So they should be able to find everyone's docks eventually. They usually send the sheep around, the sheep, chickens, whatever it is. And there's a dock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 docks. So everyone's docked. Everyone kind of knows what to do here. I'm curious to see who's going to go water and who's going to go land, because you don't want to lose water here, but you also don't want to get tower rushed or castle rushed. The starting locations are pretty far apart, so let me see if I can figure out how to do the whole Fog of War thing. I think this is Blue's point of view. I think you can shift-click something to see their Fog of War. I don't know. I really need to learn how to do this. Let me learn it right now. Middle click to toggle combined fog. Shift right-click on players, units, or buildings to change player. Okay, well, I can do that. Shift click. Wait, was it shift click or shift right-click? Shift plus right-click. All right, so that should show blue. Let's see. Oh, okay, so because it's a shared fog of war, so they can see each other. Is anyone playing as a Vietnamese? Yes. Ilduzo is playing as the Vietnamese, so they can actually see where the other town centers are, which is nice. So they know where these two are down here. They know this one's up here. So, and this is the other team. They haven't really found anybody yet. They are scouting. This sheep is pretty close, or goat. I think goats are faster than sheep. I had goat milk I bought off the street the other day. Straight off the back of a goat, and it didn't taste that good, but I don't know if that's because it's goat milk or because I've never had unpasteurized milk before, I suppose. I'm going to keep the fog of war on for now. Nah, I'm going to turn it off. I take it back. They're going to find each other eventually. But most players, Eater Vance is housed. Most players are going to try to go up to castle age pretty quickly. Sometimes some players will make a feudal army. Feudal armies usually don't do a whole lot. You might see a barracks, might see some scouting going on. But mostly Nomad ends up being, everyone goes to castle age pretty quickly. So let's see what happens. Blue taking their hunt pretty far. A ton on wood from Pertardo. Almost everyone on wood. That's how many fishing ships they have. Yeah, they're already 5 fishing ships. All right, yeah, 5 fishing ships. Red's on 5 fishing ships. 7 fishing ships for red, actually. Purple's on 3 over here. Green's on 5. Teal 4. Yeah, teal's on 4, like the little dolphins. I don't know if anyone remembers. I think it was Age of Empires 1. They had whales that you could get gold from in the water. That was kind of cool. I guess you were selling the oil, the whale oil. Nothing like good whale oil. All right, we have Feudal Age coming in for everyone except for Teal. Teal's already in Feudal Age. Adding a couple farms. You know, you want to fish, but you definitely want to have, you got to transition to farming at some point. Because fishing becomes less and less efficient as time goes on. Also, I think the multitasking of fishing and farming and fighting and all that becomes a little challenging sometimes. So you really want to, if you win water, you can add more docks. I'm curious if anyone's making, we have galleys coming up from Meduzo. We have galleys coming up from Red. So I'm seeing galleys coming out there. And no fire ships. Usually you see fire ships early, but these guys are opting for galleys. And we have a galley out. We have 2 galleys out for red and 4 more in queue. Yeah, and they have 2 docks. So red playing as the Vikings. Vikings, what is their ship bonus? I always forget. I forget everyone's bonus. Warships are cheaper. Okay. So that's the main thing. So they can make more using the same economy. And yellow's galleys here. Yellow is playing as the Saracens. I don't believe the Saracens get galley line to attack 25% faster, so I'm wrong. So we have cheaper versus faster attacking. And it looks like those are the only 2 players who are making any sort of warships right now. And red is taking them over here. They're going to run into a dead end, though. And yellow is They found the dead end, I think. And they're going the other way. Now, blue and yellow are pretty close together, but they are teammates. So nothing to worry about. Colors are throwing me off. Usually you have like the yellow, red, purple on one side, and then you have the green, the blue, teal on the other side. I could change their colors to be fair, but at this point it's too late. And we're not seeing any land army from anyone right now. So it's all just go up to Castle Age and then I guess figure it out. We do have a couple archery ranges up from Teal. Teal playing as the Vietnamese. They have faster firing archers. And these galleys, they found the dead end over here, and now they're heading back this way. So that's really good to know there's a dead end. If you're one of the other teams, you might want to sneak a dock on the other side. Like if you're red, you might want to sneak a dock over here, but it'd be kind of tricky. And no one has taken any damage yet, although I think it's about to change. So yellow found green's dock over here. Yellow is Protardo as the Saracens, and green is Wahala as the Magyars. And they're going to find these fishing ships. Yep, and the fishing ships should go down pretty quickly. Let's see. So green's going to lose those fishing ships. Teal has 3 town centers already. Three town centers and 2 archery ranges here. And Teal is going to go crossbow, I would assume. We have 6 archers on the field already. And green is going for their 3rd town center as well. And yellow's getting the crossbow upgrade as we speak. Don't know where their archer range is. Right there. So yellow's going crossbow, teal's going crossbow. And blue is not going anything at the moment. And Eater Vance down here with the fire galley, taking out some of blue's fishing. Red has a lot of galleys over here just chilling. I'm almost positive that they found the dead end. They didn't actually find the dead end. They went to here and then they turned around because this is still unexplored. But maybe they clicked. If you click away, like if you click to this spot over here and you're over there, you'll just turn around. So maybe they clicked there and then they figured it out. We have some crossbows coming in from teal over towards green. Sniping a farm. These are archers still, not crossbow yet. Crossbow is not in yet for teal. So mostly fighting on the water here. We have reds. War galleys now coming up. And they're about to meet yellow's war galleys over here. Let's see, I don't see any reaction yet. Keep an eye on it. And then these are longboats from the Viking player, adding into the war galleys, and they are ready to fight. They are ready to take a fight. Just looking at the difference. Longboats are a little bit faster than galleys. All Alright, these ships are heading north. We still have archers here from Teal. Teal has not yet clicked the crossbow upgrade. And we got a Mangonel coming at the archers. The archers are getting hit by knights. Mangonel's trying to get a hit. They're getting pushed back. Castle going up for red down to the south. Red's got the big navy moving up north here. That's gonna protect all of their fishing on the backside. And it looks like there's no more navy. No more navy for the Petardo team. So red is just gonna kill all the fish. Valzania just lost their only war galley over here. And we have crossbow from yellow moving to the south. Again, the one team, Petardo, Duzo, and Valzania, is in the northeast, the top right of the map. And the other ones are kind of spread out on the other side. Gubberobus and Eater Vance are both down here. Valhalla is more towards the north. Yellow, see if they can get any damage over here. Meanwhile, Doc's being taken out from red. Eater Vance expanding to the left side. And looks like Mangonels and Knights are pushing forward a little bit. But Teal has some Knights out from the Vietnamese. Now what the team on the south, red, purple, and green, have to do is add their fishing. Like, they're winning the water, but they're not adding a whole lot of fishing behind it. Yellow has some fire ships over here, but fire ships are not gonna cut it, I don't think. Although red's not paying attention. Red's not paying attention. Red, you gotta patrol, my man. If you run Xbox, if you hit A, they're just gonna go wherever they go. If you hit X, they're gonna take fights along the way. And now he's microing. And I don't know if he's adding any fish, any navy behind this. There's a couple coming. Red has enough to win the water over here for now, at least. Yellow still has a little bit of fish. Blue is in here. Are these John Swordsman? Yeah, those are John Swordsman, of course. Blue with the I like for Valzania going kind of I don't know. I wouldn't call it like a broken civ, but just going something you can just build build castle age units. I guess you don't have to think about it. Just build them, throw them in there. That's how you help your team when you're not as strong of a player as they are. Just make something that's going to give the other team trouble. And this is nice. This is really nice from Valzania right here. John Swordsman, if you're only going at him with archers, they're going to get through. And red is shooting the dock, not killing the fishing ships. That dock will take a little while to go down. They don't do that much damage to it. And this is Blue's base here. 2 town centers. Castle going up. Only 2 villas on the castle. And this is a panic castle. Honestly, castles don't even do that well against John Swordsman's. Like, you have to figure something else out. And Valzania honestly should just go and try to kill all those vills. Don't even worry about the castle fire. John Swordsmen are so strong. And we do have forward castle from yellow, and they're taking more stone here. And we have knights rolling in from teal. These knights. I don't see an answer from green. Monk gets one conversion. Monk goes down. Now we have Berserks here. Berserk should do well against the John Swordsman, which I don't know where they went. Looks like they're running back to his base. It looks like teal and yellow are double teaming green up here. And teal and yellow are the strongest, and green are the strongest players in this game, I believe. These knights are going in for the vills. Knights from green are trying to come out, try to defend this. But it's nice, knights and crossbow attacking. And not seeing any help coming from their teammates here. So red did a good job, one water. Red, teal is not on your team, and you're going right past them with your ships. There you go. So red's sending ships down this way, try to kill his dock, and also sending ships over here to kill the fishing. That's gonna hurt teal a lot, losing all the fishing and the fish trap. Those are 100 wood apiece, plus the fishing ships are 75. So it's a lot of investment in there, and you're not getting any food out of it, obviously. And forward castle from teal. I think red and purple, they need to get involved here because they're not really being pressured. They're not really being pressured, but they're not making a lot of military. Man-at-arm and crossbow from Eater of Ants, and we have some cav archers from green. Red is got some berserks in queue. Red has berserks in queue, but mostly has been focused on the water. And these are the berserks up here, trying to stabilize their teammate green a little bit. Okay, now we got purple up here. We have red up here. I think they've realized what's happening. They're getting double teamed up there. And Mamelukes from Katarda. Mamelukes one of the strongest units in the whole game. They're so tough. But of all the units that out there, the camel archers, I mean the cav archers here are probably pretty good against the Mamelukes. What about range is it? What is their range? Because it doesn't show the range here? Am I blind? Range 4+3, okay. And range 3, yeah. So the cav archers outrange them. The cav archers outrange them by a lot. But Mamelukes does more damage. Teal over here, doing some work to the green still in the back side. Green's getting a castle up in the back. A few castles will go a long way for green. We should see, Imp is in for green right now. We should see Imp coming in for yellow. Yeah, he already clicked yellow, already clicked Imp. 2 more minutes. And once that goes up this forward castle, should be able to make some trebs and push this all back. I think red has won the whole water, can probably stop focusing on the water now and really just focus on land and keep the fishing going. And tell their teammates to add more fishing ships, 'cause that's huge if you can win the win the water on Nomad, just add so many fishing ships. Easier said than done when you're focused on fights. But now it's mostly Mamelukes, crossbow, and knights going up against cav archers and berserks. And what is Eatervance making? Eatervance, what do you got? Eatervance doesn't have any army. Most of the battles here, there are still 21 Jean swordsmen. They're back in Blue's base. I think those are the same ones that were attacking earlier. And now we have the Trebs coming out from yellow. Red's trying to get a castle up here, but the Treb's right behind it, so they're going to have to push this back if they're going to get a castle there. That Treb can pretty much range that castle already, I think. We have a ram as well. Yeah, the Trebs can range that castle right from the safety of their own castle, so that castle's going to probably not be long for this world. Rams are so tanky against arrows. Field building another castle. Just kind of walking the castles forward, but we do have a Treb from green ready to hit that. And these cav archers are tough. The big massive cav archers versus big massive crossbow. Mamluks could kind of loop around and snipe some Trebs back there. And that looks like that's what they're doing. Meanwhile, on this side, any action? It looks like yellow's trying to get a wall over here. Blue's trying to get a castle. I'd like to see a little bit of action from blue. And a little bit of action from purple. Not seeing a lot from either of them. We have 5 Trebs from yellow. Purple's got some Arbalests here. I think if that Arbalest mass can grow, I think that'll be really, really good. These are elite Mamelukes now. And those Arbalests go down to the Mamelukes. We have Arbalests from Teal, Mamelukes from Teal. Looks like they gave up on Knights for the most part. Looks like it's just Arbalests and Mamelukes. And Purple with some Cannon Galleons. Okay, Purple. Out of the pond. That's actually pretty clever. That is actually pretty nice. I like it. I would say, I don't know if they can see this town center, but can take that town center out, take these castles out. I like it. Blue's castle's going up. This half is kind of walled off, so the fight is really focused over here. In Valhalla's base. Valhalla is down to 44 vills. Red and purple have good ecos, but they need to push this back. Because I like this from teal and yellow, just very systematically, slowly, just taking up all the land. They're also building castles behind every time they're pushing forward. So they push forward, they get another castle. Kind of just like walking castles forward. I like that a lot. And the Berserks will if they can get into the Mamelukes, they'll do work, but mostly they're gonna get eaten up by the Mamelukes. The Cav Archers, I think, are a better unit against them. Yeah, the Cav Archers can do work. That's a good mass of Cav Archers too. Oh, these are Rattan Archers. They're pretty similar units. Unless they're, it must be more like bonus damage. That's like the difference in the amount of castles or not. And for the moment, yellow Trebs have backed off. Teal's Trebs are still in the mix here. Let's take a look at these cannon galleons. Cannon galleons are making a push here, and Trebs as well, and hand cannoneers. And purple has got a couple of castles going up on this side here to try to protect this eco. But green's down to 37 vills. Yellow's at 148. So you can do a lot of damage to yellow, but 148 villagers. I don't think they're worried too much about having to rebuild or losing a few vills. So Rattan Archer is 6+4, 4 base armor. So they have much better pierce armor than the Arbalest, that's the difference. Red's got their own massive Arbalests over here, so I think it's just a matter of if green has time to rebuild their economy and can keep these Cav Archers alive. As I say that, as soon as I say that, these Cav Archers are out of position and getting picked off. It's like 5 Cav Archer deaths there. 59 kills for these Arbalests. Arbalests are so tough when you I'm just noticing in this tournament, when you have a mass of crossbow or Arbalests, they're just so tough to ever kill. Although I'm not seeing a lot of people go like full skirm against them. I know Arbalests are really, skirms are really tough to go against Arbalests, but we got some skirms here now. Let's see how they do. There's not that many of them though. And they're attacking the Mamelukes. Mamelukes are going down though. But so is purple. The skirmishers are all dead. You have a good mass, 40 plus Arbalest in red here. A lot of Trebs. These Trebs can just wash out these buildings, and I love that they're just trickling these buildings forward. It's like a little like a steamroller or like a one of those things with like the conveyor belt wheels. Just very slowly, just trickling forward, just building, expanding. And it's a slow grind. They're just wearing them down, pushing them farther into the corner, farther into the corner. Over here, purple's still making some moves here, but we have a big Mameluke raid. These Mamelukes? I think they are, right? Yeah, these are elite Mamelukes, and they're making a raid with blue on this side. So I think teal is going to be kind of over here by themselves. Just the trebuchets from yellow. Right now, all the Mamelukes are on this side. And I think that makes sense. Just shore up this side, push with blue. Blue playing much better this game than the last hideout game, for sure. Oh, these John Swordsmen are what you need. John Swordsman right into the crossbows would, or arbalests would really be good. But it looks like they're running away. They gotta take. Blue could take this fight. I don't know if they are super aware of this, but they could take that fight and take out all these. These Mamelukes are gonna go down to the arbalests. And Penguin Cavalry from blue as well. Let's see what's going on over here. Just continuing the slow trickle, the slow push. Very methodical. And there's a Jean Swordsman cleaning up the rest of the arbalests. And traction trebuchets from blue. These archery ranges. I don't know if they're going to be long for this world. Let's see. It really depends on blue. Blue's a little. You can tell the blue's a little tentative about pushing too much. They want to go nice and slow. And green has been able to rebuild a little bit, but is just running out of space. And I think a big mistake from this team in the south here is they didn't all go fishing. Only red has been fishing. Teal just taking this out completely. Purple fighting off blue and yellow a little bit on this side. Let's see, we got the Hussars are coming in. They're going to try to go for these traction trebs, I think. John Swordsman are there to protect. These traction trebs are repositioning. Like I said, Protardo is doing a really good job of just paying attention to their Mamelukes at all times. And these traction trebs are going to go down, though. Traction trebs are going down. And traction trebs, they're not like trebuchets. You need a lot of them. You need like 10 of them. You know, you can't have just, one or two and expect that to do work. Teal is over here marking something. Not sure what. I think they're marking the rest of green. They're saying there's a green town center there. Because green's pretty much dead right now. Although teal's down to 40 vills, but I don't know if that's on purpose. I don't know if teal really was rated. And yellow's trying to win water here. I think that they know red took the water, and they need to take it back. Otherwise, red might just kind of steamroll them a little bit. And yellow has the docks up. Isn't making any ships yet out of them, no. And green has 6 vills. Where are green's villagers? Says they're here. I don't actually see them, though. Are they garrisoned? Oh, they're garrisoned in this castle, I think? No. Maybe I'm just blind, but it says that they're right here. There's a green town center in the back here, so they're not quitting yet. And that's a lot of Arbalests. This is Arbalest versus the Imperial Skirmishers. I think Imperial Skirmishers are the only unit you can really go, toe-to-toe with Arbalests with. And that's the Vietnamese. The Vietnamese can build Imperial Skirmishers, and I believe all their teammates can build Imperial Skirmishers. So that was a pretty heads-up tech switch there from Luzo. So the Berserks, they were able to push back the Imperial Skirmishers, but they have to go for these Trebs, I think, if they're going to have any chance of holding anything. Teal's still pushing forward with buildings. Over here, it looks like Blue has been able to kind of hold this, getting pushed back a little bit by the Trebs and the hand cannons. And I think Yellow is planning on focusing on water, but I don't think that they've won land enough yet. I don't think that they feel super confident in it. And if you're looking at the score, they can tell that Valhalla still has something going on because their score's going up ever so slightly. But we are running low on wood on this map. Let's see. There's 260k wood, but it's mostly in the north. Down here, there's like there's like 2 wood lines, 3 I guess, and that's right on the front line. So yeah, wood's running pretty low on our team in the south. I mean, they're just getting surrounded on both sides. The only thing they have going for them is this navy, which can't do anything at the moment. But even if Valhalla can get back in this game, they just don't have the space. They need to make more space. And these Mamelukes, can they range that Treb? Oh yeah, there's a hole there. They can definitely range that Treb. Okay, I like Green though. Green is coming out with the Cav Archers here to defend these Trebs. Green's got 10 villagers. He's got more army than villas. I like that. What's the gold situation? Let's take a look at the gold situation. 22k gold, so plenty of gold. Probably mostly in the north though. Just running out of space on the bottom here. They're holding really well, but they're in the they're in their base. And look at this northern team. Just look at this trickle. You know, they started here. One castle, then castle. What are these guys like they took the same seminar about castle crawling towards the enemy? All the production buildings here, they can just bang out whatever they want. Resources, I can't imagine anyone has an issue with resources from the north. Well, not really. They're only floating 1,600 food or so. Ants is floating the most resources actually. Another TC from Green. Green just marked over here. Let's see what Green's planning on doing. I think these Trebs can move forward. There's 20 Jean Swordsmen in this castle here. So this is the point late game where the Jean Swordsmen become weak. They don't have like an elite upgrade or anything. Their timing is really early castle age, early to mid castle age. Once you get to Imp, the Jean Swordsman like spike becomes really overwhelming. We have Siege Onager from Petardo moving in over here. It's crazy because if you look at the score, I think it's got to be mostly from the fishing, but the score is actually pretty even. And what happened to Red's fishing? Did they just delete their fishing ships? They didn't get killed. I think they just deleted their fishing ships for space. Which, okay. I mean, I guess you can't really build docks up in the north. That would have been a real sneaky move if they went and they built a transport ship and moved something up north over here. Just built a little base on the side. Went to the back or even over here. That would have been sneaky. Very sneaky. But we didn't see it. And Wow, Valhalla, you can see why this guy is a top player here, because he's got 20 villagers and 42 army. And they're actually holding this. Like, they're actually making a push here. If Red can hold off Teal, which I wouldn't say that's outside their own possibility. They are going Elite Skirmisher versus Arbalest, and I believe there's like some Imp Skirms in here. Yeah, you can see them throwing the little swords, and spears, whatever you call them. Like at this point, Blue doesn't have the most amazing army, and the Vill count for Yellow went way down. I think that they deleted some Vills. They were at like 150 Vills, so they must have deleted some to get some pop space. And Yellow built these docks and hasn't done anything with them. And Red hasn't attacked them. So I find that interesting. Now, Green with the Cav Archers. I don't want to say this game's over. I thought this team in the North was kind of steamrolling here. I don't know how the team in the South could possibly come back, but I mean, I'd say that there's a possibility. We have Siege Onager and Arbalest and Imp Skirms versus Elite Skirms. And they're running out of space for even resources down here. What's their wood look like? They have some wood over here, but they don't have even lumber camps. They're just walking across the map. There's one lumber camp from Red. There's no lumber camp from Purple. But they're holding this side, and they're kind of slowly getting pushed on this side. But the more Trebs are coming in. I think this is a fight that Purple and Red have to take right now before these Trebs get out of hand. But they need to get on the same page because these Hussars are running in without any support from Red. These Hussars are running in with no support from Red. They need to time this better. They needed, if they timed that better, that could have been, the Hussars needed to go over here. The Skirmishers needed to go over here. If they timed that better, they could have cleared that all up. They could have cleared that all up. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed, not in them, but just in life in general for that to happen. Because Valhalla, bless his heart, is holding over here. But now we need Red and Purple to hold on this side. And I don't know if it's a possibility. They're running out of res over here. There's still so much fish. Wait, oh! Do I see a sneaky transport ship? This is what I was talking about. There's no villagers on it. I'd like to see some villagers move up there. Where are they going? At this point, I think it's a little too late. But Imp Skirms down here. That was a transport ship. Did they already drop something off? Okay. I mean, 16 Hussars, that should do some work, right? Yellow going for handcart right now. I love that. Chainmail armor for Teal. Where are these Hussars going to go? Where are they going to find damage? Retardo is sitting on 2,700 stone. And this is running out of space here. These Hussars. Okay, I mean, a sneaky move. I like it. I dig it. I think attacking the town center is not the move. But probably distracted down here. I think they're going to call it GG pretty soon. My guess. This is Legion's League, so no one wants to quit unless they know that there's absolutely zero chance. Yellow getting the castles, using some of that saved up stone. Still sitting on 1,500 stone. And, I mean, this is looking really bad for our team in the south over here. I think maybe Eater Vance did a transport ship attack over here before, and then sent another one, because now they're both just sitting here waiting. But yeah, I don't know what miracle the team in the south is waiting for, but I don't think it's going to come. I'm being completely honest. I don't see any way that you come back from this. I mean, just look at let me just scroll out. Look at this map. Look at the mini map. It's just 100% covered. And it's mostly yellow and teal castles everywhere. Villagers from both teams. A joint migration to make a castle up here. Aim skirms are tough. We have some red making some moves on blue over here. That's the GG. So, a couple of thoughts I have. I think that, okay, if I were in charge of the team on the south, here's what I would have done. All right. Valhalla got double teamed by Pertardo and Iduzo. All right. They're both really strong players. No one can survive a double team from two really strong players, right? So, Kobe Robies was winning the water, which was great. I think as soon as that happened, Kobe Robies needed to go ahead and attack and help defend Valhalla. At the same time, I would have liked to see Eater Vance go 1v1 versus Valzania. We know Valzania is the weaker player on their team, and I think Eater Vance is the weaker player on their team. So I think if you just have them go 1v1, that could have been a situation where maybe you wipe out blue, and then it becomes a 3-on-2. That's what I think would have been a better strategy. For some reason, the Kobe Robies going all in on water was good, but number one, was able to fish like half the maps. I probably got a lot of food. Let's see how much food they ended up getting. I'm sure it was a lot. Collected 103,000 total, 39,000 food. I don't think you can really tell how much of that is from fishing, but I think it was a lot. So I think that Kobe Robies didn't need to stay on water any longer than was necessary. And if you're gonna win the water, keep fishing. Build some more harbors. And I think that they let Valzania kind of off the hook a little bit and never really gave them the pressure that they needed. But good game overall. Very good game. Pertardo and Leduzo played insanely well. They were like in sync. I liked the little slowly push, build the castle, push, build the castle, push, build a stable, build a stable, build a castle. It was very very beautiful. I mean, it ended up the map looking really really good. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and call that for now. That was Game 6 of the Legions League. All right, we are here for Game 7 of Legions League. Let's start with our team in the north here. So this game had like 4 restarts. I don't know why. Some of them were after the first like 3 were after like 30 seconds, and then the next one was after 8 minutes. So I've watched the beginning of this game, the 8-minute one, and then this is like a restart on it. So we have our team to the north here. These are some of the same characters we saw in earlier games, in earlier vids here. So they still don't have team names that I'm aware of. I am advocating that they change that immediately, because it'll make it a lot easier to cast. So we have White Widow playing as the Vietnamese. We have Lu Kung Fu, who replaced Fizz98 from the last video on this team. And I think that they can have like 5 players. I'm not sure. Some of them are dropping out. Some of them are being replaced permanently. Some of them are just stepping in for a game. I'm not sure exactly. Again, team names. We have Lu Kung Fu playing as the Persians. And then we have Snaky Pringle playing as the Koreans. Snaky Pringle taking the boar like a pro. Look at that. Love it. And going to the wood line at the same time. Very, very nice. And on the other side, the other team, another repeat players here. We saw an earlier vid. There's about like 10 teams in this league, I think. Maybe more, maybe less. But we should be able to see a lot of them. I'll do like updates on the standings and everything once I get through all the games that have been played. So I'm Too Good For Your Mama playing as the Italians. We have Goat Gobs playing as the Jurchens. Jurchen's one of the best early rush scout civs, I would say, in my opinion. No, that's the Khitans. Man, I messed up again. Jurchens are fun though. Jurchens have Grenadier. That's what I like about Jurchens, and their meat doesn't decay. Their meat just sits under there with no decay. Look at that goose, 44 meat, not even decaying. Nothing wrong with that. Then we had Red Calypso playing as the Dravidians, and they are in the north here. So I have the Fog of War on. I kind of want to see their scouting a little bit. I'm just curious what these guys see, if they're all just pushing in deer. We're playing on Runestones. So Runestones, I asked in my last video if anyone knew the difference between Runestones and Arabia. Nobody replied, so thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. But I learned you can just use Google for stuff. So I looked up on Google what the difference is. So Runestones essentially is just an older version of Arabia. This is what Arabia used to be. And then they updated Arabia to make it a little more open. So Runestones essentially is easier to wall and a little bit safer. So your resources are generally in the back. Like you can see the gold from these two players. It's in the back. This gold's kind of on the side, so maybe not as good. On the other team, we have the back gold here. We have more back gold and a front gold. And this one's kind of a front gold. So there is still some variation in it, but it's a little bit easier. Let me change the Fog of War. There we go. It's a little bit easier to wall. If you kind of zoom out a little bit, you can see you can connect these tree lines a little bit more easily. On Arabia, sometimes they're a little bit farther apart. Not a big difference, but you can generally... Like look at how easy this is to wall right here for Snaky Pringle. Generally, you can play a little bit more of a boomy style on Runestones. That's a general consensus from my understanding. I've never really played Runestones a whole lot because it's not usually in the map pool. I usually am playing like ranked 1v1 or 2v2 or 3v3 sometimes, and because of that, mostly Arabia. But I guess it makes sense though. Like you have this forward wood line, and you very rarely see 2 forward wood lines on Arabia that you can wall. But we have our team in the north and right, and let's see what they're gonna do. We do have red as the Dravidians going up to feudal. First one to click. Blue just clicked as the Vietnamese. Now, I like Red Calypso, and... Oh, let me get the Elos here. So, Red Calypso's team, the team of Red Calypso, I'm Too Good For Your Mama, and Goat Gobs. Their average Elo is 1705. I think they're pretty consistent. I don't think there's too many outliers. They're all like top 100. I have this as White Widow's team on the right here. It's White Widow, Snaky Pringle, and Lu Kung Fu. And they are 1636, but I believe they're a little bit more top-heavy. I think Snaky Pringle is the lowest elo out there in like the 1200s, I think. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect you, Snaky. 1370 right now. But everyone else on their team is, let's see, 1857 for Lu Kung Fu, very high, and then 1682 for White Widow. So they're both pretty high up there, top 20, top 50. And you can see their average elo is a little bit lower, but they do have the 2 higher players. So it's interesting how that works out and how that plays out, because we've seen that in other games where the 2 top players can kind of double team and steamroll pretty easily. And if they're not, like we saw that last game actually on Nomad, and if the other team isn't able to respond to it, then that's tough. You know, it's always tough to go against like very high level players, even if it's like a 1v2 or something. And Lu Kung Fu, as the Persians, has nice walls coming up here. Not seeing a whole lot of military except from Red Calypso. Red Calypso went archers last time, and so did Snaky Pringle. Snaky Pringle has the Koreans. I used to play the Koreans every single match. Villager have Loom. Villager has Loom, but only 1 Vil. And Scout comes here to protect. Will not lose a Vil. Green has their Scout outside of Red's base, so let's see if that's going to do anything. These Cav are fighting. Looks like Teal's going to win this fight. Let's see. Yep, Teal gets the final hit. 5 health on that Scout left over. Double archery ranges coming up for I'm Too Good For Your Mama. More than one time we've seen double archery ranges on this map, and it's tough to keep up with 2 archers, but let's see what happens. 2 archery ranges, I should say. Red has some archers coming out here. Blue is gathering Green is gathering their scouts outside of Red's base. So Green is definitely planning an attack. But is it going to be an attack by themselves, or is it going to be an attack with a teammate? And our Jurchen player, Goat Gobs, is going forward with scouts here. And now Green is going in. Red has the archers to defend. Red is walled on 3/4 of their base here. And Green, I don't think expected any defense, so Green is now running away. Yellow's coming up towards Teal. Teal has 2 archery ranges as well. Let's see what they're going to do. This gold line is the way that it's walled is a little bit tricky. It's going to get inefficient pretty quickly. We have Mill 1 away from the berries. Usually you want to be right on the berries. Sneaky Pringle. And a couple of archers here, but these couple of archers not going to be enough to deal with these scouts. Scouts are trying to get in. They're not able to. Scouts are just looking. I guess they're confused. I think he clicked them in, and then he's fully walled, so they're just kind of looking, but they're not attacking anything. That could be just the attack stance, the way it's set up. I thought that they would attack. And Blue getting a villager kill with their opening scout. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm Too Good For Your Mama making a big old wall here. I wonder if they just didn't scout super well around here. Yeah, they didn't scout this because a wall would be much better connecting like here or going here to this wood line, but that's why you scout. And Green with the Persians up to 36 Vils. The next highest is 32, so that's awesome. Persians produce their Vils faster. But not able to get damage with these scouts. Good defense from Goat Gobs. And looks like Orange is moving forward with their archers. Let's see what happens. And we have archers from blue on defense. But I think there's more archers from orange. Yeah, 10 versus 8, but we are in blue's base, so they're going to make more. We have a couple more coming over from orange. So this is going to come down to micro mostly. Who's paying the most attention, who's moving their units the most efficiently. And right now it looks like blue, actually. They got 2 kills apiece. So blue's going to win this engagement for sure. Blue, White Widow with the Vietnamese. So Vietnamese fire faster. Vietnamese are an awesome team civ. Alright, a lot of archers going down, but it's mostly just kind of even trades. Blue's winning this a little bit. So Vietnamese are an awesome civ to have on your team because technically they only get 1 team bonus, which is the Imperial Skirmisher. But they also reveal the town center of the other team, and because you have shared exploration always on, it's interesting. And we have yellow. Yellow just took a loss to green here with their scouts. And these scouts are upgraded. I'm trying to get this yellow scout here. So green has the shield upgrade, the armor upgrade, and yellow does not. So yellow's going to lose these fights in even numbers for sure. Red pushing teal off their wood line. Now teal's the Koreans. Koreans I like a lot. They get the archer armor automatically. Their towers automatically upgrade every time they go up to the next age. And we have a mark coming up. So Koreans can play defense really, really well. They're going archers. If they go skirmishers, I might be able to play a little bit more defense. We're not seeing a lot of skirmishers early on in this tournament, which I think skirmishers early are really strong, especially when the other teams are going archers. But most players, even on defense, are making archers, it seems. And we have Red Calypso going up to Castle Age. So Red Calypso first to feudal and first to castle. And they still have 13 archers on Teal's wood line. Not sure Teal. Yep, Teal sees it. Teal's reacting. Teal has 2 wood lines, but they're both easily rangeable by archers. So just running back and forth. Do I go here? Do I go here? Do I go here? Do I go here? Let me just go here. Let me go to a 3rd wood line. I mean, that's super inefficient for Teal. Now, Teal's actually had their army forward, and they want to run back and see if they can deal with these archers. Always a tough decision, I think for everyone playing, but definitely for like less experienced players of when to move forward with the push and when to bring units back to deal with being pushed. And Teal is deciding to move forward with the push, but Red and Teal are basically all walled up, and they're trying to go at each other with archers. While Green down here helping Blue, this is kind of a double team here. We have Green and Blue working together, and not fully walled. They're getting this gate up, but I don't think that gate's gonna hold very long. And those archers can kill that Vil easily. And the archers push the Vil off. They're going to try to take this gate down. Another gate. Second gate from Orange going up. But these units are going to get in. Let's see what kind of damage they can find. All these Vils on the gold need to run. No Vils got killed in that engagement. But a lot of idols going on. Going to the other wood line. This wood line is chopped through. They're trying to get some quick walls up. See if they can do it. They got the quick walls up, but they're on the wrong side of their base now. And the archers can still do it. What are these villagers going to do? Where are they going to go? This is tough for Orange here. I'm too good for your mama. I feel sorry for you. And these guys got to delete this house and go back there. They still have the tiniest little sliver to drop their wood off. This is hilarious to me. But these Vils are gonna go down. These Vils are hurting. And now Green is breaking out of Orange's base to go to the other side. Decided not. It's just better to take this house down. And these villagers are weak. 2 have died. At least 2 have died. And forcing a tower here. Orange has a handful of archers trying to defend this. This is rough for Orange. I'm gonna get the KD up on the screen here. Hold on. KD, Orange has lost 37 units. It doesn't show. Does it show Eco KD? I'm not sure it does. I know it does in team games. Oh, it does here. Eco KD. So Orange has lost 6 villagers. Alright, let's see what else is going on. Red's moving forward here with their archers. Crossbows, actually. Teal is over here messing up yellow. So we had a double team on Orange, and then at the same time, Teal is over on yellow, doing some work. And no counter raids coming in yet. Although, as I say that, yellow has some steps. Moving over here, gonna run into this crossbow ball. Let's see what happens. Let's see what kind of patrol they're on. And they got away with their lives there. You can tell ballistics isn't in. And Teal's gonna get cleaned up by Red. Red's coming over to help yellow. But never great when you have to leave your whole base to help your teammate. And Orange has sort of stabilized over here. That tower seemed to do what it had to do. But Blue's coming in with the Siege Workshop and a big crossbow ball. I wonder if Orange could have gone skirmishers and maybe have pushed back those archers a little bit better. Skirmishers and pikes just go on defense. And our team on the right has 2 town centers up for Teal and Green, and then a second one going up for Blue, and there's only 2 up for Goat Gobs over here. Orange has been incapacitated, making a Siege Workshop for defense. They know what's coming. And we have Knights over here on Red. We have Green Knights on Red. Right now, this is looking like a steamroll. Yellow's trying to get into Green's base. They should be able to get through here. Zap Lancers get through walls pretty quickly because they can kind of all attack. They're not like scouts or knights where they have to like be in front of the wall. They can attack from the back row. But they should be able to get in, but now Teal's coming down here to deal with it. But all clear at Yellow's base. All clear at Red's base. Orange's base is in trouble, though. Maybe Yellow needs to go down here and help Orange. But once his crossbows get in numbers, though, it's so tough to deal with them. We're just seeing it game after game after game. Crossbows are winning games. Like in this league, crossbow are definitely the MVP. But again, I haven't seen too many people going like full skirms, and I wonder if that's the answer. I mean, it is. But it doesn't seem like anyone really wants to do it. Teal moving forward. Teal's about the castle drop. Green's nice. Teal's crossbow. But Red's here with their crossbow. Red has a lot. They're not necessarily in position on defense. Teal has this rocket cart. This rocket cart's going to go down. Rocket cart's going to go down without taking any damage, doing any damage. And castle's going to get dropped over here on Red. Deciding where to put it. Red should be able to see the vills, so they know that a castle's coming. And Green has the army there to support. We have a castle drop coming in from Blue. This castle actually could be a little bit closer. They might move it. Let's see what happens. And these Step Lancers are not seeming to get a whole lot of damage here from yellow. And all the crossbow from red are done. They are dead. There's some scorpions on defense for orange, but this is looking like a steamroll. This is looking like a steamroll. Yellow Step Lancers are running away. They don't want any part of this crossbow situation. And the castle was deleted. Let's see where they're gonna put it. Meanwhile, up here, orange, green running into red's base. We have war wagons coming out from teal. Teal taking some stone. Teal can drop towers. Korean towers already upgraded. And with the castle a little farther back, but still puts the pressure on. Yellow trying to help with the Step Lancers, but red is losing. Oh, so many vills right here. You know, in this raid, red actually only lost like 3 villagers so far, 4 villagers so far. 5. To be honest, that was like best case scenario, but we have another castle going up for teal, right on that town center, denying all these buildings. Red's got to just run and, yeah, make a new town center down here if you have any chance. But I think the economy behind this is pretty solid. If they're making, you know, war wagons and crossbow, you don't need any food for that. The food is just for the villagers at that point. Orange trying to hold on with these scorpions. These scorpions are doing great work. There's a nice little choke point here. Oh, these scorpions are doing great work. We have yellow coming in behind with the Step Lancers. They can deal with these knights. Most of the scorpions are down. Mangonel's pushing from the top. Meanwhile, up here, teal is still pushing red. Teal has the war wagons here. Teal's about to find this next town center. We have Arbalests in from red. I didn't even realize red went in. Red is like they did this last game too. Just go up to the next stage as fast as possible on one town center. Like, this town center wasn't even part of the plan. Dude, I need to make a deep dive on Red Calypso. Red Calypso is an interesting player. I've never seen him build a second town center until, like, they have to, right there. And we're trying to get a defensive castle here from orange. Yellow has the Step Lancers. Step Lancers, I'm not sure are doing enough. Are doing enough in all these engagements here. And the boom from the back from Gobs is not incredible. I mean, getting raided by green this whole game. Green's coming in, just going after the town center, ignoring the villagers. Villagers aren't, he doesn't even notice this. Not going back. Distracted, trying to get some raids in on blue. Do good raids on blue. Very good raids on blue. And this castle actually went up, which I'm surprised that castle went up. I mean, I don't see a world where this left team can come back here, but let's see. It's because the boom behind this is so good. We have 4 TCs from the Korean player, 4 TCs from the Persian player. And we have Imp coming in from teal. They're going to make some trebuchets, probably. First thing they're getting is Arbalest. And we have big night raids. 1 TC down. I mean, they have the Step Lancers, but they're down to 42 villagers. And Snaky Pringle, as the Koreans, has these castles here, but only has a couple of units on the field. 6 military. And it's rocket carts, couple arbalests, and war wagons. So they can't actually stop their castles from dying other than just repairing. Yellow's coming back up here to help out Red. Defensive castle going up for Blue. Wants to stop some of those raids. Take this gold over here. But Blue is going to take out Orange Castle with the Treb. 39 at these arbalests right now. The crossbow still. Vietnamese, they get arbalests, I'm sure. And Yellow pushing back Teal. Teal's making a really strong, like, affirmative push, but they don't have a lot of army. So if they act quickly, they can definitely push this back. And we're seeing arbalests coming out from Teal. Yellow trying to get damage kind of wherever they can. Problem is the Step Lancers, I don't think beat a lot of the units that are out there. I'm not sure what Step Lancers beat, to be honest. People like Step Lancers. They're good at raiding. But they don't beat Knights. They don't beat Arbalests. Like, what do they beat? Villagers. They definitely beat Villagers. And we have kind of emergency repairs going on over here. But we have Trebuchet, and we have Bomber Cannon. Orange does not have much military. 2 units of military. And another castle coming up over here. This is kind of almost a sneaky castle. Sneaky castle from Snaky Pringle. But Red's pushing this back a little bit. Red's got the bombard cannons. Teal doesn't have a lot of units. Although Red doesn't have a lot of units either. But sniping the bombard cannons. I'm so surprised we're not seeing any skirmishers. It's a little late now for skirmishers, but maybe earlier on. And the problem is, I'm Too Good For Your Mama is not in Imp, so they can't even make Trebs to try to fight a Treb war here. And that castle is down, and what's going to stop them from rolling over I'm Too Good For Mama? Nothing. They quit. They called the game. Green annihilating Yellow. Yellow still holding on, sending some steps forward. Red calls it. Yellow is waiting for these steps to get more damage. They want their KD to look good. Yellow hasn't gotten the memo. Gobs does not want to quit here. I mean, in my opinion, when you're playing a 3v3, it's kind of a team decision to quit or keep fighting. There's no in between. There's no, my teammates quit, I'm going to keep going. It's like, well, once your teammates quit, the game's over, you know? Or if you're not quitting, your teammates don't quit. I feel like that's the proper way. The proper way to play a Gentleman's Age of Empires 2 game. But what do I know? I'm just a guy. And this castle is being deleted. Oh, we have another castle from Green. One castle wasn't enough. They wanted to hammer home. And everyone is just going to Yellow. They are shaming yellow in the chat, I'm sure. Let's see. Yellow has 28 villagers and 0 military, and they are not calling this game. They decide they need to be killed. Oh wow! Look at the elite war wagon. When did they change that? That's beautiful. That is a beautiful looking unit right there. The gold top on it. What is that made out of? Brass? It's like a brass top on it. And that is the game. That is game 7 right there. White Widow's team with a decisive victory. Let's see. I'm curious. So Red Calypso, even on the losing team, had a positive KD. Everyone else, very negative. And Green with the Cav just wasn't losing a lot of Cav. Was not losing a lot of Cav. I don't know. Raising's losses. Oh, that's buildings. I see. 19 buildings destroyed, 1 destroyed on their end. And economy looking really good from White Widow's team here. You know, they just weren't really... There was some raids trying to go on. Gobs was trying to raid. Calypso was trying to raid, but most of the raids were coming the other direction there. I wouldn't call that a total steamroll. It was a good fight. They held on. Red Calypso, though, just nuts with the Imperial time. This is 2 games in a row that have casted where they've done that, where they just go castle. They're the first. Look at this. First to feudal, first to castle, first to imp. Like, they don't care about their economy. They just don't. They just make enough economy to keep fighting. To keep making units. Look, 54 villagers was their max villagers, and I don't think they took like that many losses early on. Like, their losses weren't from villagers there. Let's see. I wanted to see relic gold. Lu Kung Fu is a Persian's got some relic gold, and APM if anyone's interested in that. So there's an eco effective APM, and then there's a military effective APM, and then a total effective APM. And Lu Kung Fu has the best military and total. Very interesting. All right, that was game 7. I'm going to go ahead and get game 8 ready to go. All right, we have another game of the Legions League. This is game number 8. And we're just getting started here. So we have 2 teams. I think we've seen Bonky's team before. We're playing on Runestones again. They had a really long game 4, I believe. Went 90 minutes or so game time, and definitely could have gone longer. It does have some different teammates now, though. I believe Rowdy Squirrels was in that game, I believe. But we have Skills Tat Kills playing as the Teutons. We have Bonky playing as the Persians. And we have Rowdy Squirrels playing as the Italians here in the teal. And on the south, we have a new team. I don't think we've seen Irishman Dan, but I don't think we've seen this whole team. So again, team names, please. Irishman Dan playing as the Portuguese. We have Sly Tiger playing as the Persians. And we have Prey on You playing as the Italians. So it's actually almost a mirror matchup. The only difference is Irishman Dan is playing as the Portuguese over here. I say Portuguese like you would say it in Spanish. I don't really know how you say it in Portuguese. And Skills Tat Kills is playing as the Teutons. And they are lined up against each other. Persians here in the center. And then we have Italians on the bottom right by Prey on You, and Italians by Rowdy Squirrels. So it's almost a mirror match, the only difference being the Teutons and the Portuguese on the left flank here. And we have Runestones again. Sort of similar to Arabia, like I've said many times. Well, let's see what we're gonna get into here. As far as ELO goes, Skills Tat Kills team, the team in the north, is average ELO of 1682. I believe Skills Tat Kills is the highest one on their squad. He's 15 overall, 1800 ELO. And then you have Bonky, who is 49th on the ladder, 1700 elo roughly, and then Rowdy Squirrels is 110 on the ladder. So all very solid players. And on the south, you also have very solid players on the south. In the red, Prey on You is their top player, 44th on the ladder, 1700 elo, and going up against on the same side as Rowdy Squirrels, who's their lowest ranked player. So we'll see. Maybe that's going to be coming to play there. We'll find out. And in the middle here, Sly Tiger is 98th on the ladder, about 1600 elo, and then Irishman Dan is 124th on the ladder. So I don't think that the elo difference is going to decide this game. I think it's really going to be more about the skill set, more about the strategy, more about the teamwork. We'll see what happens. Also, I mean, civ differences isn't going to make a big difference either, because it's only the difference between the Portuguese and the Teutons. Portuguese are an interesting civ. I think they're one of the better civs, kind of overall in the game. They can do a little bit of everything. You're not really forced to go cav or forced to go archers or anything like that. They can kind of do everything. They have a very good tech tree, and all their units cost less gold. So that's a very good bonus. And on this map, we saw a game where the gold ran out. So having a unit that you can build for less gold is good. On the other hand, the Teutons, they have cheaper farms, I believe, is their main thing. Cheaper farms and infantry and cavalry are pretty darn good. They're where's the Teutons? Blue over here. So the barracks and stable units get +1 and +2 melee armor in Castle and Imperial. So that's pretty solid. That's without doing the blacksmith upgrades. Did they get all the blacksmith upgrades? That's a good question. Yeah, they get the cav upgrade, and where's the infantry? They get the infantry upgrades. Yeah, so I mean they have very, very strong units and cheap farms, so solid. In the north, looks like Rowdy Squirrels is going for more of a full wall here already. The team in the south is already going up to feudal. The team in the north only has one player going up right now. I imagine blue's going to click up. Yep, blue just clicked up to feudal. So let's see what these guys have in store for us. I think this is going to be a good game. I think this is probably one of the more evenly matched games, at least on paper. Obviously, any players can outperform, and any players can underperform. So it really just depends on what they're going to do today. Bonky's going on gold over here. Got the barracks going up. I imagine we're going to see archers. Sorry, this is Prey on You. My bad. Bonky's up here in the green. We've seen a lot of attacks from the pocket. Mostly going up with stables, scouts into knights. But we've seen some infantry coming from the pocket in different matches. Man, where are these villas going off to? Oh, okay. They went back here on the hunt. And blue is walling up as well. We have almost everyone into feudal now. Irishman Dan is almost in feudal. So everyone's going up to feudal at around 20 villagers or so, 19 to 20 villagers. So no one's really doing a fast castle. It seems like it's going to be pretty much a standard play. We do have Teal out in front of Red's base, scouting with their scouts. Teal has 2 villagers here. I'm going to imagine there's going to be an archery range coming up any second. Let's see what blue's doing. And blue is making a stable. Blue is the Teutons. So stable from the flank on the north. We're going to have archers from the south. 2 archery ranges. I've seen a lot of games with 2 archery ranges, and I always feel like 2 archery ranges is super tough to maintain production. I know I've been called out on it on my gameplay when I've gone 2 archery ranges, but we have 2 archery ranges coming from our Italian player here in the red on the right. So 2 archery ranges on the right, 2 archery ranges on the left, stable on the north here. And we have archers from the north on the flank. And our 2 Persian players We have cavalry in the north, and we have cavalry from the south. All right, so the only one is Skills Tack Kills is going cavalry, and our Portuguese player down here is going archers. And they got these villagers on all sides of the all sides of the gold there. I'm checking if any of the buildings are built poorly. It's my favorite thing to look at. Everyone's very, very solid. Mill going up for red here. And it looks like green is taking an attack. We're going Persian versus Persian. Just have a scout up there. And yellow, not full walled. Yellow's going to take a vill loss here for sure. One vill down for yellow. You can see Eco KD is on the screen here too. And purple scout goes down here from blue. And five scouts here from Bonky, putting the pressure on. Putting the pressure on Sly Tiger. Sly Tiger has a very good wood line walled off here. Gonna be tough to push that. And Sly Tiger has 4 scouts, trying to push these scouts away. But going 4v5 in their base. And meantime, blue pushing down on purple. Purple has archers in here, only fighting with 1 right now. Purple has like 9 more archers just chilling. Just lost an archer there. And green is going to run back to Mama, recollect. Oh, they stole a couple of geese over here, not even noticing. And meanwhile, so we have Italian versus Italian here. Sly Tiger's just slightly higher elo than Rowdy Squirrels. So we'll see if, and they're both the same civ, so this should be a good skill-to-skill matchup here. Red trying to get in. We have blue making a nice raid on purple right now. Irishman Dan lost just 1 vill, has the pikes to defend. And we have 11 archers versus 13 archers. Any upgrades on these archers? Yep, we have the... Yep, they both have the same exact upgrades. +1 attack and +2. And mixing in some skirms, that's smart. Archers with a few skirms make a big difference against all archers, in my humble opinion. And it looks like we have some archers moving forward from purple, going up to blue here. Irishman Dan trying to make their presence known. And another archery range, or a archery range coming up from blue. Try to make some skirms maybe to defend. And blue and yellow both have Castle Age coming in right now. Yellow probing with the scouts up north. Green is coming to clear out red's archers with teal. This is going to depend a lot on the micro. Let's see. That's enough archers there to kill everything. They need to fight together. Teal and green need to fight together if they're going to try to push this back. They can't go one at a time. That's very good archer, and Prey on You is microing very well. But they're getting a little bit of a surround. Are they going to surround? Let's see. And then, oh, we have yellow scouts coming in from the back, trying to clear this up. Oh, yellow with the perfect timing there. That could have gone very, very, very poorly for red. Yellow just came in and just, oh, that's a big play. That's a huge play right there. Meanwhile, purple is pressuring blue. Blue has to force a tower. And blue is out of position because blue is trying to attack red with teal. And these archers are going to get some kills here. They might take some losses from that tower. And that's about 3 archers down. But that looks like a fight that Irishman Dan is willing to take. Standing right inside the range of that tower. And blue's coming in there with some cav, try to clear this up. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Purple had just these pikes just waiting outside, ready to fight in front of these archers here. They're gonna take some losses here, but they're gonna get a lot of value out of those archers right now. But blue's knights are gonna clear a lot of things up. And as Darth Llama always tells me, you don't want to lose your archer ball once you get it. All right, so who's in Castle Age here? So we have blue in Castle Age, and we have yellow in Castle Age, and everyone else is on the way. Right now, I'm seeing most of the attacks going from south to north. Yellow's here with some knights, and red's here with the archers. Red not shying away. Some players would wait for Castle Age to come in and get crossbow, but red knows that they got teal on their heels here. We have yellow and red both in the same base, both attacking teal right now. Teal's going to need some help, or they're going to need some counter raids. Teal's not going to be able to hold this on their own, but now they're leaving. They gave up. I'm not sure what they see. Green was coming over, now running back to their base. Green's just collecting up a bunch of knights. Yellow has their knights. Red, 30 seconds away from Castle Age. If green might want to take this opportunity to clear these out, take this fight while you can before these are crossbow, because once they're crossbow, that's gonna be a whole different animal. And there's only 20 of them. And these knights, this is the move you want to make if you're from the north here. This is the move you want to make. Clear this crossbow out. But teal down to 30 vills from that crossbow raid. And they're going to clear that all out. Let's take a look over here. We have blue making a nice raid up against purple. This is what I was saying. This game can go either way. We do have a nice crossbow mass from purple here, though. Blue has 6 knights here. Doesn't want to take this fight against the crossbows. These crossbows are only +1 right now. And now teal is putting some pressure back on red. Says, hey, you can dish it, but can you take it? That's the question. 3 town centers from yellow. That's huge. 2 town centers from green, but getting pushed hard by yellow right now. And green is down to 37 vills. Teal's down to 34 vills. Blue only has 37. On the other side, on the south, are 41, 50, and 65 vills. I mean, the eco is just working really well on the south. Green back here with the knights, trying to fight this back. We have 16 knights versus 12 knights. Green definitely has the advantage here. And green has the upgrades. Yellow doesn't. And blue's coming over with their knights. They want to just clear this up. But the big issue right now for the north is the eco. They just don't have the eco that the south does. 72 vills from yellow. Sly Tiger is just crushing it right now. 3 town centers, pumping out villagers. The Italians prey on you over here, just 1 town center. 2 TCs for Teal. Teal's gonna try to come back. I can see Red getting behind in eco pretty soon. Red right now is doing a really good job keeping this 1 TC working. They have very little idle TC time. Only a minute of idle TC time actually in a 29-minute game. Everyone else is a lot more, but once you get like Sly Tigers has 3 TCs, so you're gonna have a lot more idle TC time with 3 TCs. We have a second one coming up from Red though. And right now, no real fights. We do have another town center coming up from Purple. I don't know if Blue sees this. Blue didn't see it in time. Blue didn't want to take that fight. And right now, everyone being very patient. I think patience favors the team in the south because of the eco lead. And this is just a huge eco lead. Look at these knights dancing. 22 knights there. 22 knights there. They're in their place of 1. I think they're getting healed up by this monk. Yeah, getting them all tight. Love it. I think if the southern team's gonna make a move, it could be good, could be bad because they have the eco lead. So if you lose your army and then you take raids, it's gonna be a problem. Green's coming in. Green's trying to snipe the mangonels. Green snipes the mangonels. Took some losses though. I like Green helping Teal though. Like Teal is the one getting a lot of attacks. But now we have Purple moving up on Blue. And as long as they keep their eco working and they don't lose the advantage that they have in the south, I think that they can take these fights. We have red and yellow here fighting green and teal. And yellow should be able to clear up. Yep, yellow splits their army. Clears up the archers and the skirms and chases off the knights that were killing red. Very, very good teamwork right there. But blue has another army down here going after purple. And we have a castle going up. I don't think they can range these villagers here. No, they can't range the villagers. That castle's going to go up. They're going to have to move away here. What a game. What a game. It feels like it's kind of going back and forth a little bit. It seems like the team in the south has the advantage. Yellow's just got this crazy eco right now. 99 vills for yellow. The next highest is their teammate with 72. And in the north, we're talking 55, 65, and 64, so not even close. Well, we do have some nice raids coming in from blue. One way to get to equalize the eco is to go kill some villagers. And purple's having a hard time dealing with this right now. Purple's having a real hard time dealing with this raid. I don't see enough. I don't see enough that's going to stop this. That's a lot of knights. Purple's bringing their crossbows back. That's what you need to do. But purple wanted to push. They weren't able to push. That's a great raid. That's a great raid from blue. Let's see what red's doing over here. Red's just getting a siege workshop. Has the crossbow behind it. Going for a third TC. So red's getting back in the eco game. Red was far behind in the eco game, but that worry I had didn't pan out at all. Purple right now is falling behind in the eco. Off that big raid. What a game. But the only thing I really like from the south is yellow as the Persians is out-booming. Is out-booming green as the Persians here. We have some mangonels making a push. And we have Imp coming in from red. Red's going to be first to Imp. And yellow going to Imp as well. Another crossbow raid. We have villagers going forward. We can see a forward castle here, it looks like. Where's that castle going? Right in the middle. Right on blues, TC. It's going to range the TC. This wood line has already been abandoned. And blue only has 2 TCs, I think. Yeah, blue only has 2 TCs, so that's going to be tough. We got a mark over here. Yellow's army is here. A lot of knights from yellow. And both Persians, green and yellow, so there's no real advantage as far as Civ goes, or units go. It's just what you choose to make and how strong your eco is. Yellow's going to take this fight. That's a fight Yellow can win for sure. And Yellow was very smart. If you saw that, Yellow just got the upgrade. And then they got Cavalier before. Yellow's going for Savar right now. Oh, man, Savar's huge. Savar is just dominant. But they just got the armor upgrade right before they took that fight. They waited until they got it. Red's gonna have to pull back here. Red has 1 castle back at their base. Doesn't have any forward castles though, so it's gonna be tough to make trebs to push. And these Cavalier are gonna be Savar in 1 minute. And green is not even on the way up to Imp right now. And 30 seconds, there's gonna be, I'm trying to put the Savar here, 43 Savar. There's still Cavalier right now, but once that comes in, 14 seconds. I'm gonna keep it right up here, 1 unit selected. You can see the upgrade. And those are 16 attack, 165 HP units there with 8 pierce armor. Nothing's killing these guys. And that was just perfect timing. Perfect timing. Sly Tiger didn't wait. And that's going to be the game right there. Great game. I mean, again, there was no real Civ difference besides Portuguese and Teutons. I don't think that made that, that wasn't the difference there. They're both good Civs. I think really Sly Tiger is the MVP for sure. Got the crazy boom going, had the night mass going. Just had everything going. It was beautiful. I think Pray on You did really, really well as well. Purple did really well. Everyone on the South did really, really well. But they just never let the North team off the hook. They had the military and then the eco, and they had nice raids. Great raid came in from Skills Tack Kills on Irishman Dan, set them back. Red was set back in eco for a while, but just never could push them all the way down. So great game. Hey, let's take a look at some of the stats. I know some people like to see these stats. I like to see them as well. Sly Tiger with a 5 KD. That's insane. 27 units lost in that whole game. That's just insane. Not a single building raised. Nothing. I mean, just very, very good performance from Sly Tiger. Sly Tiger MVP. And just look at that eco. 42,000 collected. The other Persian player had 28,000. But both teams pretty good teamwork though. That definitely there were some points where the crossbow and the cavalry were working together. I like that. And Sly Tiger with the APM win. APM win of the game goes to Sly Tiger as well. So, all right, that's game 8. I'm going to go ahead and post this video, and then I'm going to do game, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And we should be getting pretty caught up to live action pretty soon. And then maybe I'll try to cast games live and make videos, or do both. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all of that. And I'll catch you on the flips. See ya.